Hello, everybody. Super good morning to everyone. Kevin Chan here, and today really is 7:30 in the morning right now, and you're back with another session with me today, and we are gonna be continuing talking about the combination that is available in a period 9 house. Right, so we just moved into a new period last year. 2024 was the first year that period 9 go into full swing, right? So it's gonna be continued until the year of 2043, right? So it's 20 years, right? So it's 20 years whereby the energy of the number 9, which is the fire energy, is gonna reign dominant, right? So it's gonna be a bit different from the last period, which is period 8, where the earth energy reign dominant, right? So we're gonna understand a bit, what are the changes to the houses and what are the changes in the combination that's available, and that's what we're going to be discovering today, right? So we already done quite a number of it. We are almost at the end point of it already. This is already the second last one, right? So I can see that Pekpoy, as usual, early in the morning joined in. Hey, how are you doing? Sabrina is here, GB is around, Kelvin is around, Manu is around, right? So welcome everybody, right? How has been the month of June to all of you, right? So hopefully this is a very what we call eventful month for you guys, right? So for the month of the June, right? So we are quickly approaching the month of July, right? So once you enter the month of July, is the 6-month, ngam 6-month point for the Chinese calendar, right? So Chinese calendar begin at February, right? So by the way, right, calendar actually begin in February, it's actually March, right? So but anyway, okay, right? So let's go in and take a look at that. Let me shrink myself down to the smaller version, right? So this tinier version of myself. Right, so as usual, Telegram, very nice to get in touch with me, right? So you can PM me in Telegram itself, right? So and then there is Substack. Substack is a newsletter, right? So I publish newsletters. So recently, yesterday, I just started another project, right? Which is gonna be inside Substack. Instead of publishing book, now I publish article. Right, so I had a 60 pillar book which I've written long time ago, right, which is not commercially viable. So right now what I do is that I change the publication into Substack, right? So it's going to be published in Substack itself, and yesterday I just attempted to rearrange everything. Oh my god, so difficult. It's gonna take some time for me to arrange everything, right? So now, by the way, that particular article on the 60 pillar, which is very damn lengthy version of the 60 pillar, right? So it's gonna be for the paid subscriber, right? So if you're a paid subscriber, then you will be receiving the notification on the publication, right? So the publication probably gonna go over a year. 60 pillar, right? 60 pillar once a week, that's 60 week. 60 weeks is a year already, but anyway, let me see how to arrange the things first, because it takes really hell a lot of time just to rearrange the thing onto the Substacks formatting, right? So and I need to change all the initial graphic that I use, because it's initial one is basically on book format, so which is graphic on the left, wording on the right. So right now in Substack it can only do up down. So all the graphic I need to change the size and everything. So a lot of that stuff to do, right? So let's see how that one work, right? So and see when I can publish that, right? So it's going to be very interesting. That is probably going to be the just say last book that I will ever write. Right? It is really very gruesome to write the book. Okay, now I realize it, right? So but anyway, right? So let's they'll take a look at how I maneuvered it over the next maybe in the next month. I will try to rearrange everything and see whether it work or not, right? So then finally there's the community channel, which is a Facebook page, right? So which I shares a lot of discussion, right? So if you got any discussion, if you are new to the Chinese metaphysics world, you want some people with the same mindset to come and support you, assist you in terms of some of the more newer salient point, you want some group hub, this is where you go, right? So these are some of the channel that can help support you in your Chinese metaphysics journey. Right, so then these are all the chart that is available for period 9. Hello, Winnie Leong, good morning to you. Right, so these are all the period 9 chart. By the way, every single period there is a set of chart, right? So there's chart for period 1, period 2, period 3, period 4, period 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, so you can actually find all these chart online. A lot of people ask, oh no, how to get this chart? You can find it online. You can buy books, right? So because the plotting has already been done. you don't really need to go and learn how to do the plotting. So of course, if you want to learn how to do plotting, right, there's always YouTube, right? So you can just go into YouTube and literally type in flying star plotting. They will teach you how to plot flying star, right? So no problem, right? So you can do it, So to me is just go and access it online, find the chart, right? So these are all the chart that's available. So the more importantly is that after looking at this is to summarize all the available combination, right? So summarize all the available combination, then after that you know which sector to do what, then at least roughly, right? At least roughly you know. So after summarizing everything, hello, don't go, right? So these are all the available combinations, so pretty easy only. There's only 9 available combination inside. Make things very easy, right? So we have done most of them already. Most of them has already been done. So that one with a person running with a torch is the one that we have done. So if you want to look at the one that we have done, please go to the playlist, right? So under the Shen Kong Flying Star playlist. So individual stars, the 9-star individual component we have already done as well, so you can go back to the Shen Kong 9-star individual we have done. So right now we are doing the combination reading, right? So in studying flying star, actually you will be reading mostly combinational reading, right? So just to buff you guys up, as usual, right? So there is 2 stars in a Shen Kong Flying Star, which is called sitting star, which is usually put on the left hand side. Then there is the facing star, which is usually put on the right hand side. Usual convention, right? So in the usual convention, also if that person who draw the chart decide to put it in reverse, you better ask that person, don't come and ask me. So I'm just using normal convention, right? So there's always sitting star and facing star. So sitting star, facing star, the flying method is a bit different. So again, you can go and watch YouTube to look at how the star is being fly, but after it's being fly, everybody chart look the same. Okay, so that's why you don't need to go and fly the chart, right? So the facing star is always governing active activity. So anything that has to do with income is usually the facing star. So if you are an income centric person, so you just need to worry about the facing star, right? So of course the facing star is gonna be influenced by the sitting star, right? So influenced by the sitting star. Later I will explain to you, how is it influenced. So the sitting star has to do with your personal characteristic development, and this is usually very tied together with things like health and your relationship, right? So basically speaking, in Feng Shui, there's only 3 directions that a person want to go. One is relationship, one is health, another one is money. And money, relationship, and health usually go separate direction. So which means that if you boost too much in terms of the facing star capability, you may increase your capability or your skill set in terms of money making, but in turn you would be sacrificing your relationship and also your health. Very logical. If you spend a lot of time earning money, which means that you don't have sufficient time for rest and also relationship development. So what do you think the situation going to be, right? So if you spend a lot of time in rest and also relationship development, then your income potential there may not be as good as somebody who spend more time there. That is just the logic side of looking at both sides of it. So which is more important depending on your age. If you are a young chap, 20, 30 years old, you don't have health issue. The biggest problem with health issue is that everybody are born healthy. That's the biggest issue. So everybody take health as a to be granted, right? So things, right? So they don't, right? So when you are young, 20, 30 years old, you can have OT, you can have OT party every single night until 2, 3, 4 o'clock, and tomorrow morning 7 o'clock you can still go to work, completely no problem, right? But as you age, right? So as you reach, the 30 to 40, relationship become a little bit more important than money, because what, you already got money, right? If you come out to work at 25, you really put in your hour. By the time you reach 30, you should reach somehow a level of financial maturity and also financial stability. So which means that earning money is not really a big issue for you, right? So I'm not talking about being super rich, right? So which means that how to hold your job, make sure every month your salary come to you. Then after that you have done that already, so which means making a living is not a problem anymore. Then your brain will start to switch to I need to find somebody, right? So then relationship become more important. So that's why, in selecting a house, you need to really know which stage of life you're in. So like, after you are reaching 40, 50 years old, right, health become more important, correct? That is when your automatic rejuvenation system become strained. Because, 20, 30 years old, 30, 40 years old, you have never taken care of your health before. Right? So 40, so you're taking the toll. Right? So that is when health become very important. So again, different stages in your life, right? So now the age is just a reference that I'm giving to you. Okay, right? Please don't take it as, whatever. So you understand now, right? So whichever stage that you're in, whichever that you feel like is more important, then you target that particular what you call a component, right? So today we're gonna take a look at the 8 and also 1 component, right? So facing star number 1, sitting star number 8. So if you take a look at it, right, so now facing star number 1 is governing connectivity, your ability to connect, network, so a lot of time we call this the nobleman star. Now nobleman mean that you meet somebody who has solution to give to you whereby you don't have the solution. Why you don't have the first solution is because you have never encountered it. That's all. Yeah. The reason why certain thing is a problem is because you do not know how to handle it, right? So a lot of time I give people example is if your house pipe bursts, it's a problem because you do not know how to fix pipe. That's it. If you know how to fix pipe, the pipe bursting is not a problem. Like, if your house, got light bulb got issue, flickering light bulb. If you're somebody who know how to change light bulb, it can flicker. Doesn't matter, you just climb up there, remove the thing, put a new one. Voila. Done. But for those who does not know how to do that, right, it's a big issue, Right, so you got to see, right? So then you need to go and find somebody who has the capability of fixing it. So that's called a nobleman, no? Right, so the star number 1 is the one that allow you to connect with people who has superior knowledge, superior skill set than you, and that give you a opportunity to learn, right? So now hopefully you take the opportunity to learn, or it give you the opportunity to basically pass the problem to them to solve it, right? So depend on what you want to do. So of course, this house, if you are using this sector, it improve your ability to connect with people. So now you need to ask yourself, do you need the connectivity with people? So now it depends on your job, because this one is a facing star, right? So facing star means it has to do with money related things, right? So now you need to take a look what sort of industry would benefit from this sort of connection. If let's say that your business is a tourism business, this one is a good one, right? So this one, tourism business, tourism hospitality business. So which means that if you open a hotel and your door happen to be star number 1, good for you. If you open a tour agency, your front door star happen to be star number 1, good for you, right? So if you happen to be your house and your star is star number 1, then I don't know whether good or not lah. So Cantonese say the house, the people inside like to po gai. Po gai mean they like to go out. Now you see, when you connect with people, when you network with people, means that you have to go out and see them. Makes sense, right? So if you always go out and see them, always go out and network with them, right? So which means that very little time that you're going to spend inside the house. So that's why I say that, the people like to po gai. Po gai mean that, they like to go out on the street. Right? So that is going to be the natural, what we call energy pattern, right? So because star number 1 is a star of water. Star of water like to travel around. Star of water don't like to stay stagnant, right? So staying in the house is called a stagnant thing, right? So it's like that. So what happens if this is inside the bedroom? So inside the bedroom, what are the activity that has a lot of motion, movement? You think about it. I'm not gonna explain afterward. Get banned by YouTube. Okay, right? So it's those type of activity there is. So if you prefer those type of activity, you want this combination of 8-1, the 1 facing star, to be at the sector whereby you can use. That's all only. Feng Shui is very easy only, locate that particular sector and use. Right? So if you happen to be somebody who is really into networking, like most businesses, by the way, the boss job is to network. Network with what? Network with client, network with supplier, network with vendor, right? So because the business required supplier, vendor, required clients, required funder, required employee, all this you have to network back, Yeah, employee come from where? You have to go and network. Network, then only you can find the correct people to come in to take up the job. Or else, how are you going to find your good lieutenant for your business? Right? So if you are the boss and you're the one who run the business, which means that you're inside the business, you are as bad as an employee in your own business only. That is not the ultimate goal of being an boss, right? So if you create a company and you still work inside the company, you may as well just work into somebody else's company. At least you don't have to carry the risk, right? You start a business, you have to ultimately carry all the risks of the business. Anything goes wrong, you're the one that cannot blame other people. Employee can blame other people, right? Employee always got these sweet excuses, which is somebody else's fault, right? So but in business, it's all your fault. Anything that goes wrong is your fault, so don't try to worm yourself away, right? It doesn't work, right? So now star number 8. So star number 8 is the star of hardworking only. That's it. Star number 8 is the star of hardworking, right? So of course, because in period 8, this fella was named as the wealth star, which is correct. In period 8, actually in 6, 7, and 8, this 3 period, the star number 8 is the default wealth star. So in that particular period, as long as you are hardworking, you'll be successful. Okay, as long as you're hardworking, you'll be very successful, right? So, but right now we go into period 9, the star number 8 is no longer in favor. If you hardworking in period 9, you would just be hardworking. No one will discover you. So in the olden days, is the day of discovery. Right? Somebody very steadfast, very diligent. They work their arts. One day you will be discovered by someone. So it's star number 8 is mountain, so it's like going into the mountain and go and find gold. You dig. One day you will find the gold. Right, so that's period 8, right? So right now, in period 9 is the star number 2 is going to become the wealth star. So the nature of money making changes. Right, but does it mean that star number 8 is no use, but still hardworking? Right, so like for example, star number 8, if it's inside the sitting star right now, it's talking about somebody which have very steady character. The character is very steady, so very steadfast, very hardworking, right? So if the fella is into health maintenance, then the fella has a very strong health regime, right? AKA also is called stubborn. Right, so it's like, oh no, early morning must eat 2 eggs, then the fella will always early morning eat 2 eggs lah. Right, so it's those type of things. So maintaining a relationship also, they have a very staunch relationship belief. Right, so relationship must be like this. Very hardworking into the relationship, very contributive. Does not mean that the other party is going to be appreciative of it. Right, you can be, a good provider, right? So, provide everything and your partner is still ungrateful to you. It can be that type of situation, but this create a very strong provider in the family, right? So now you can see now we need to take a look at the transfer of energy. Where does the energy go? So water and also earth, right? So these are the two energy that is available. So the water will counter the earth. So in feng shui is a little bit different. Feng Shui don't really 100% adhere to the production counter cycle. So in Feng Shui is whoever received the energy is going to be the one that's beneficial. So number 1 will attack number 8. So number 8 actually received the energy from number 1. So which means number 1 will be wasting its energy into the number 8. Right, so number 1 is wasting energy, number 8 is receiving energy. So which means that this particular house, is good for building a strong character in terms of maintenance, provision, all of this, right? So this one encourage what? Saving. So you go out, you grab things, you take back, you keep. Start to understand. Star number 1 is go out, you know people, you grab things, take stuff. The only reason why you go and network is that you want something that you don't have. If everything you have already, there's no point networking with people. Right? Business is actually about the entire process of go and get something that you don't have or somebody don't have and pass it to someone who need it or you yourself who need it to make your business work. Right? So hello John, thank you for your coffee money and also your dancing fox. Right, so this is what the 1-8 combination is, right? So this 1-8 combination is somebody who can go out, network with people, eventually bring the things back and keep. Now question, why do you need to keep? You need to understand the danger of keeping. Right? A lot of people like to keep stuff, then after that they don't use it. So what's the point of keeping stuff that you don't use, right? So save a lot of money, then die. Right? So potentially can become like that. Is somebody who go out, take things back, oh no, save the money, I have to give it to my next generation, right? So and then your next generation is gonna blow it off. You didn't enjoy yourself, your next generation has zero capability of maintaining the wealth, and they go and simply spend it and blow it away, right? So I think you've seen before, some family whereby what we call touch wood to say that the breadwinner suddenly passed away, then found out that there was a large sum of insurance, 5 million maybe, but then when you pass it over to the family, right, not even 2 years, 5 million gone. You'll be baffled by how does that particular happen, because why? The person who will receive the money has zero financial literacy. It's a scam and con waiting to happen. Unfortunate lah, right? So that's why please don't give I thought earth counter water. Earth, yes, earth is the one that basically counter the water itself. You're right. So now this is the one that is gold, right? So if you take a look at it, this is like somebody who is very righteous, right? So Captain America, right? So you see Captain America, the way that you see is that a lot of people like to help Captain America for some weird reason, right? So Captain America has a lot of friends, yeah, and also among the Avenger, Captain America is the one that make friends the easiest. Maybe because he feel like he's out of place or whatever it is, right? So he's very righteous, people like to be on his side, right? So you have this, right? So it allow a lot of things like connecting with people, right? So all these kind of things. Muddy in the water, star number 2 and 1 would causes muddy water, but 8 and 1 actually no. 8 and 1 is generally a mountain with a stream. Okay, so if you want the image of 8 and 1 is mountain with a running stream, so which is a very healthy mountain. So this combination usually is pretty good, right? So if it's 2 and 1 the combination, then it is a muddy water. Okay, right? So that's how you basically see the thing, right? So it's a righteous person, that again you see it righteous doesn't mean that this fella, so you guys know that Captain America is pretty stuck up, man. He and his idea. Right, here and his idea, and if you really take a look at what we call a microscope study of Captain America, he is pretty racist. Yep, right. So he's pretty racist because he come from a time period whereby there is a extreme superiority of the white. He did come from that particular period. Right, by the way, right? So nothing wrong with it. It's come from the character is like that, right? So it's the same thing, right? So star number 8 people, they usually are very staunch on their belief. Hardworking, man. Hardworking people is like that one, you tell them that there is a better way of doing things. You guys has talked to some hardworking people, right? Especially if you want, you just talk to your parent. Right, so like me, if I talk to my parent come from the hardworking school of hardworking, right? Study need to hardworking, go work need to hardworking. Everything also is hardworking one, right? So it's hardworking is the only solution in the world. So if you try to introduce a new method of getting things done to them, oh no. Right, so until right now also, there's a lot of resistance towards this artificial intelligence, correct or not? There's still people it's like, oh no, cannot, right? So artificial intelligence should not be using artificial intelligence. You should remember everything. There are still people in the education who has the mindset that you have to remember everything, cannot be like this, cannot always use AI to solve the problem, right? So here's the thing, right? Star number 8 is those type, right? Old school, right? Old school, they believe in the trial and tested method of things. Now again, please, nothing wrong with that, right? So but the household that uses the star number 1, it will create this sort of persona and personality. Very steadfast, the fella is very into this, right? So wouldn't the energy from the earth counter into the water? Yes, the earth energy basically counters into the water. So if you land a controls into how much networking would this particular person be doing. So now if you take a look at it, right? So it is somebody who has resources going out to network. Wouldn't that make your networking much more easier? Now, 2 person going out to network, right? So now networking got actually 2 ways to do one. One type of networking is those that go out and then keep on thinking of how this particular person can help me, how this particular person can. Now, this sort of people going to networking usually doesn't get good result. So which means that they don't have anything that bring to the table. They try to go to the table and take things. I'm sure you know a lot of these sort of people, right? So they go to networking event, they're just trying to get leads from people. They themselves don't have anything to contribute. Right, so they're just trying to grab leads. Oh no, you have to introduce people to be introduced people, but they themselves don't have anybody to introduce to. Right, so that's not a good collaboration. Right, so whereas this is somebody who has resources behind it and they are looking for people who need these particular resources that I can contribute towards. Right, and in exchange, I need something from you. Right, a good networking is always a situation whereby you got something to bring to the table. If you don't realize that, right? So if you don't have anything to bring to the table, so that's why a lot of people when they go networking say, oh no, I need people to help me. Okay, so just put it in a way, why does somebody would want to help you? Right? You got nothing to contribute, this cannot contribute, that cannot contribute, you don't have any use. Why do I want you to exist? Right? You are useless. Why do we need you for existence? So it's those type of situations. So this is like a mountain controlling the water flow, right? So it's a healthy type of control that's happening, right? So it helps you with the connection, because why you have things to offer, it's actually easier for you to connect with people rather than the other way around, whereby you always need people to assist you. Right, makes sense, right? So you guys know. So like this one, if you are in the what we call in the front door, if it's located in your door, it makes you into a very, very good networker. And then after that, so again, on the positive side, make you in a very, very good networker. On the negative side, you also attract a lot of useless people, right? Because you got things to offer, right? Those useless people will come to you, right? But also block the stream. Star number 8 don't block stuff. You understand first, because star number 8 don't move. Star number 8 do not move. Star number 2 start to block stuff. Right? Star number 2 move. Right. You need to understand the logic behind it. Star number 8 do not move. Right? Is it a mountain? Mountain don't shift. Right? So it's basically just carve out the place, you just go, Star number 8 basic thing is stubborn, you want to call it. Principle. The nice word for stubborn is a person with principle, right? So that's what Captain America is. He got his own principle, right? So he follow his own principle, just right. G Earth will block. G Earth will basically block. So that's star 2, G Earth belong to star 2. You also don't call block, you call absorb. Absorb. A gentler way of controlling. Right, mother, I can see mother very controlling. You guys have seen typical mother before, right? It's like everything very controlling, this and that. Here cannot, there cannot. Dad usually is not like that, right? That is star number 6, right? So no, but anyway, right? So this stuff that you can take a look at, right? So start to understand. So you can see that all the chart basically has this 1-8 combination somewhere in the house. So your challenge is how to use it, right? So if let's say that 1-8 is basically in a room, so you need to take a look at it. If I'm into networking, then probably that would be the room that I'm going to be using to do my work, as in making an appointment for networking or looking for places to network, all those kind of activity is using that. So generally you convert that place into a workroom, whereby the key here is that it's a room that you will use. It's a space that you would basically use. The name of the room is not important. So which means that if you like to sit in your living room sofa and work in your living room sofa, then that is your workroom. Right? Please don't get too what we call occupied with the naming convention. If you like to sit in the kitchen desk to work, then the kitchen desk is your workroom. Right? So traditionally, 3 area which is very heavily being used, confirm going to being used, is your entry and exit point. So again, I call it entry and exit point. I don't want to call it your front door, right? So because why a lot of people also confused with it. If your front door is a door that you never use, you always use your side door, then that door is the primary door. If you are a Spider-Man who always use the window to come in, then your window is your primary door. So that's why, you know, I never said balcony is a primary entry point, because why? No one uses the uses the balcony as a door unless you are on the ground floor. Right, it is the younger son. That's correct. Blocking the middle son is actually the younger son blocking the middle son. You can say that, right? So you can basically say that, right? So you can basically say that, you know, if you want to use this sort of an analogy. By the way, what we call the star number 8 occupied the Genggua. Genggua is the youngest son. Then the second son, middle son is basically Kangua, which is the water palace. Right, so you know, earth, contour, water, right? So which means that when the younger son is around, the middle son get abandoned. Younger son is around, middle son get abandoned. Right? That's basically the situation, right? So no, now again, back to this one, right? The tree area. So front door, definitely you'll be using main entry exit point. So your main entry exit point is on the 1-8. Then it allow you to network with people more effectively. So which is good for making money. If your way of making money is through networking, most business is right? Most business is, if you're the business owner, by the way, if the business owner, your business flourish when you network with people. You network with your vendor, you network with your supplier, you network with your client, you network with your funding people, whatever it is, right? So you network. All those things come from networking, right? So then kitchen, right? So now kitchen used to be super important because everybody cook last time in their house, right? So which means you're gonna spend a large chunk of time inside the kitchen area, preparation, cooking, cleaning, you know, whatever it is, right? So large chunk of time. So which means you're gonna spend time there. Today very different. Like for me, my kitchen is basically a place for you to sit down and look at it, and it doesn't happen anything. I go out and eat, right? So don't forget about it, right? So forget about the kitchen, right? So again, if you don't use it, then no use. Just tell you first. If you don't use it, the space is basically useless, right? So then of course the bedroom lah. Now the bedroom pretty easy. You're gonna sleep there for 6, 7, 8 hours. So you're gonna be using the space. So that's why we want the space to be utilized. Alright, so then of course it's gonna be your work area. Also, of course, if you somebody who go to office to work, then your work area no use lah. Correct or not? So but if you are somebody who work in home, or you have got home office, have home office but you don't use it, also no use one. Right? Please don't design a home office inside a 1-8 sector but you never uses it, then hoping that oh, the energy will come to me. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, is it that the first year or the second year only the annual energy to be what do you mean by first year, second year? Or do this combination affect resident right from day one of occupancy, supposed to be staying a rent for a year? So what to consider? If you are just renting, just use the annual energy. These are long-term energy, right? Long-term energy means that the longer that you stay, the more significant the effect is going to be on you. Right, the longer you stay, the more significant effect that's gonna be on you, right? So you can go and use back the annual energy if you're gonna be there, right? So like for example, is if you're gonna be doing a business, the what we call the and the natal chart energy is lesser of a consideration in the business, especially when you are renting the place. If you tell me that I rented this particular place, right, I will probably plan for 2 years. Right? Because I don't know whether you will survive the third year. Understand or not? Right? So then we will use the annual energy. Right? We will chase after the annual energy. But if this is your house, then you're going to be staying there for a very long time. Then you need to plan your house out, because it's not convenient for you to switch your house thing, right? So this is not like every day you can switch your door. You can't do that. Right, so that is the house. So house is generally speaking long term. So if you are just renting the place, let's say I'm gonna rent it for 2 years, then primary annual flying star, right? Secondary only tourism, which means that primary annual flying star you can forget about the 5 yellow, wherever it's landing. 2-year, the 5 yellow effect is not really that bad. Okay, cool, right? So do that, right? So put that into consideration. So you just imagine a migration scenario, right? So when you migrate into a scenario, right, it's how long you're gonna be. So it's if you go to a tour in a certain place, you can basically ignore the local culture. It's actually nothing wrong with you ignoring local culture, which means that, you know, you go there, you know, you feel like the food there is not good for you, you can always go and eat McDonald's. But if you're gonna stay there for 3 years, eating McDonald's is not gonna solve your problem. Understand or not? So you need to integrate into it, right? So which means that the longer you stay at the place, the more important the natal energy is. Right, so again, feng shui in the olden day, you know, we don't have this thing like temporary rental. Everything is permanent. Feng shui in the olden day, everything is permanent, right? So your house is supposed to be one generation, give to another generation, give to another. Right now, your house you want to give to a second generation, they're already complaining already. Like my daughter already start to complain that the house is old. So I tell her, you know, so it's okay, it's old. At least you got a roof to stay. You don't like it, you sell it. Then after that, you're on your own. I confirm you cannot buy back a house by the time you want to sell. So that's it. So you keep the house, at least you got a roof. No matter how old it is, right? So you don't need to sleep in the street. That's what I explained to my daughter. Okay, right? So that's the case. No, because even I don't know where my daughter's gonna stay. Right? So she may, you know, go out, you know, overseas study. After study overseas, she may tell you, oh, daddy, you know, I like it here. You know, I don't want to come back. Then what I'm gonna do to the house? Give to her. No use, man. Might as well sell it. Right, so continually in a rented place for more than 2 years, do the combination start affecting? It actually start affecting the time that you move in already. It start affecting already. Right? All right, so it's just take how long for you to climatize yourself. So again, same. You move to a foreign country, how long does it need for you to climatize yourself? As in, you know, get used to the environment, the weather, you know, get used to the, you know, the overall demeanor of the people there, right? So get used to the food, right? Because by the time you go there, the food is already there, the environment's already there. It will start to affect you already, right? So, you know, depend on, you know, how much you adjust yourself to the place. Okay, cool, right? So that's basically what you can do, right? So, but anyway, the basic premise of the entire thing right now is to decide what you want. Find a sector whereby the energy is available in line with the things that you are trying to do and trying to achieve, and get it done. That's it. It's pretty simple only. So take this as a turbocharger in the car. The turbocharger only works when you know what direction you want to go. Parking the car, clicking the turbocharger doesn't make the car go anywhere. If you do not know the direction, you click the turbo button, you will hit the tree. Make sense or not? Right? Simply. Right, simplistic for you to understand this, right? So don't make feng shui something very complicated, right? It's not a complicated art, right? So it's just something that requires a little bit of thinking, tweaking when you are, you know, using this, right? So these are, you know, the available one, right? So and then we've got one more to go. Next week we will finish this, and bye bye. Bye bye mean that I don't need to explain this anymore. Right? So then after this, you know, we can go into the more practical, salient way of looking at things, right? So now we will continue the series whereby we look at different property, you know, as a template, and you know, we will throw some of this in and start to explain to you. Then it will make a bit more sense to you, right? So rather than you don't know where it is coming, right? So will you consider doing period 1, period 2 session for parent order to no lah, too far away lah, kissing, right? No point doing period 1, period 2. Right, by the time you reach period 1, I'm already most close to 80 years old. Right? Yeah. Right. So what's the point? I will confirm won't see period 2. I will be dead by period 2. So what's the point of doing it? Right. Well, do until maybe really got nothing else to do, then probably one day we'll do it. Right. So no, it's nah. Right. So people asking, oh, do period 8, period 7, period 7, period 7. No time to do all this. Okay, and you won't use it anyway. Right. So how many people have a period 7 house? Not many. Unless you're a Singaporean. Singapore HBD got a lot of period 7. A lot of period 7 HDB in Singapore. So those more than 25 years one, those are all period 7 HDB. Okay? right? So no, what about period 7? We have here also won't be doing it. So what, you can go and take a look at the combination on your own already, ma. Go and find your chart, find your combination, figure it out. It's the same logical thinking, right? Logical thinking is the same, number is the same, it's just the combination is different, right? Figure out what you want to do, right? So to me is that stay with, you are more concerned on making money, or you're more concerned on having a harmonious relationship with yourself and also the people around you. If you are more the harmonious relationship thingy, then concentrate on the sitting star. Sitting star only got 9 numbers. Find out what you want to do, put the correct number there, done. Alright, so if you're more money making centric, then focus on the facing star. Then facing star, take a look at which star is the one that help your industry the most. Done. That's it. Right? Don't go. Any period, same 9 numbers. It's just the combination a bit different only. Right? Peggy got a period 6 house. Wow, your house is like for 40 years ago. Time to change the new house. Alright, the cable and the piping still work. Right? So nowadays all the house the cable and piping very fragile one. A little bit only stuck, a little bit, it's gone, right? So it's pretty not awesome, right? So anyway, right? So that's it for this particular session, right? So see you guys again, when I see you guys. Bye.